So I do have a juicy story.
All right, well, let's hear it. Let's hit play. Let's do this. All right, so what's the story?
Dude, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to deal with any good news or anything. Go straight to the terrible stuff.
It's pretty bad. I actually debated about even talking about it because it might piss me all off all over again. So, Arcadia? You ever heard of Arcadia?
Are we? Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why that sounds familiar. I'm thinking video games when I think of Arcadia.
Arcadia. I think there's a place back where I used to live called Arcadia. I don't know, Arcadia.
Or some type of Klingon fucking.
So, Arcadia Mayor Eileen Wang admits acting as foreign agent for China.
Oh, I remember seeing something
for China
about this.
and plea deal.
Yeah.
It was so terrible.
So I heard the other day that what's happening is these Chinese people are paying all these American surrogates to have children. And then they're shipping the children. So they're born here in the United States. They get a United States passport. And as soon as they're born, they're shipped back to China to live under communist rule in China and be raised there. Then they can come back here and run for politics.
I said that kind of somebody earlier. I was like, so is this cheaper to just buy soldiers being born here?
Well, if they have a United States passport, they can just come on in. They're citizens. So, I mean, I think that is a definite fear that you should have from China, is that their army is probably already here. They don't have to send one over. They just have to activate it. Or at least they're in the process of doing that.
Sleeper cells.
I mean, the Russians tried to do that in the Cold War.
Yeah, everybody tries to do it, I think. I remember that one time during COVID, they said in July, when they started tracking the border, they said in 1 month they caught like 1,000 Russian foreign nationals in 1 month. Like,
I don't think they caught. If they caught 1,000, that means 10,000 of them came in.
Well, it's to show a wave, though, you know.
Yeah.
And where there was a surge at that time for some reason.
Well, I mean, there was like 20,000 people a day crossing the border.
Yeah.
Now we've sent 22,000 people back to where they came from, or a country of another origin of their choosing.
You know Andrew Wilson, the debate guy?
No, but I'm a master debater.
Solo. But anyway, he was talking to Pearson earlier about you need to get rid of the Muslim groups. You know, Pierce said that they have over 5 million Muslims in the UK. That's crazy.
The UK is overrun. So is Russia, though. That's what the Uyghurs are. Uyghurs are
China fixes that, don't they?
Well, that's China. That's correct. Russia also has I mean, remember when they recently, in the last couple of years, had, like at the subway, some huge breakout of Muslim terrorism and the shooting at like one of the theaters? Like somebody come in and mowed all those people down in Russia? You don't remember that?
You talking about the driving?
No, like they were at a concert or something in Russia, like downtown, and they came in with guns and mowed the whole people down. This was a year or so ago, maybe 2 years. I mean,
I've seen all those.
I was out of pocket for a few minutes.
I've seen all those car ones. You've seen those at like the festivals and stuff. Remember? That was going down in a few places.
Are you talking about the Nazi parade where Russia defeated?
No. Like Christmas parades and stuff, and these terrorist type attacks to be driving cars into people and stuff.
Oh yes, I did.
And that happens around the world in a few spots. Yeah. I've seen that.
Well, the UK's overrun with it. I mean, so are we.
Yeah, it's a problem. They're everywhere, man. It's a shame.
I mean, he could be a sleeper cell for sure.
That's the ultimate. You're gonna live in a paranoid state, I guess. You come to terms like that.
So yeah, that's terrible. But you know, they were paying her a ton of money.
Oh yeah.
So I don't even think she's getting in trouble for it.
No, dude. I said some things.
Well, I mean, and rightly so.
Okay, here I'll show you the post. That's this old quote by Cornelius Azalea.
Okay.
Trojan, or whatever.
Just read the quote.
The first and fiercest punishment ought to fall first on the traitor, second on the enemy, If I had but one bullet and I were faced by both an enemy and a traitor, I would
Shoot the
let the
traitor.
traitor have it.
Shoot the traitor. At least you know where the enemy stands.
He's honest about his. And I said, and what do we do when they're the same person? I said, wake up, America. Treason is in season. If you don't call it treason, it's an act of war. It feels so much like it.
Treason's punishable by, I think, hanging. He was the last person to hang Saddam.
This is what you were
But he
talking
wasn't
about.
treasonous. He was just a dick.
This is what you were talking about.
That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Arcadia.
That's also in Arcadia.
Yes.
Some birth found Arcadia home and child abuse investigation. But are they
This is a
Chinese?
huge, long story.
So, I mean, this one guy in China has fathered over 100 children here in the United States.
They just send them in to multiply.
100.
They just finance it.
And then they ship them back over there. They raise them in China under their ideals, but they have a U.S. passport.
I don't even think they need to do that anymore. They can just leave them here.
No, they take them back as a child because they're a U.S. citizen.
You think they take them back? Why would they need to take them back?
Because they raised them under communist rule.
Well, they can do that here, can't they?
I mean, but not nearly as good as you can in the country. And
what?
This is somebody
if
that...
I have your little brother at knife point, you're going to do what I say no matter where you are.
Yeah, but that's not the point. In China, there's like a caste system, basically, like in Indian culture. You got people that work in the factories, people that do, a little higher job. If it's somebody that's fathering 100 children and shipping them back and forth, you better believe he's up in the upper echelon. So they bring him over there and they teach him that,
he's the breeder?
Well, I mean, that communism is the way.
It's not the way.
Well, no.
I know, it's their way. But...
I'm just saying that's how they're infiltrating. They will eventually infiltrate everything.
Well, it makes me think of something I say a lot, but how do you protect an open society?
So you have to hope the society is smart enough to be able to make a decision.
I don't have that much faith in the smartness of society.
It's a popularity contest, like you say, Les said. I mean...
Yeah.
I voted for Donald Trump twice, but, he's got 36 felonies. But I think he's doing the right thing for us. We're suffering a little bit, but if things transpire the way I think that they're going to...
That's what it was. There was a baby that had a hospital visit. And that's where they started poking and asking questions. And that's how they figured all this out. Because I said in the response, right, I said, wow. I said, so curious as to the goal of this. I said, cheaper to buy soldiers for the CCP here. Crazy to think that without that hospital visit, nobody would have known. I'd bet theirs is no dollar amount the CCP is not willing to spend to harm America. I said, again, how does an open society protect itself from a Trojan horse?
That's exactly what that is the Trojan horse. And I mean, you're breeding them from birth to be that.
Dude, this one guy had a cool post. He actually just responded to me a second ago. So,
did you ever watch the show that talked about like the caste system in China and showed the different levels, the people that worked in the factories, making the sex dolls, burning the cooters into the sex dolls and stuff? Oh my God. And then the makeup industry where, I mean, it's got like bat feces in it.
Yeah, they made a bug stuff. So, cool story. Watch this shit. So in 376 AD, Rome let 200,000 Goths cross the Danube as refugees. 2 years later, those same Goths destroyed the Roman army at Adrianople and killed the emperor. Rome didn't fall because barbarians broke through the walls. Rome opened the gate. Signal 5, the border crisis. 2, for centuries, Rome's borders were its greatest strength. The Rhine, the Danube, Hadrian's Wall. Natural barriers reinforced by legions, forts, and roads. The frontier wasn't just a line on a map. It defined who was Roman and who wasn't. The system worked when Rome had the men and money to hold it. But as the military stretched thin, signal 2, I think there's a few signals, we'll see in a second, and the treasury ran dry, signal 1, the frontier became a fiction. By the 4th century, entire sections were undermanned or abandoned. Rome's solution was to let barbarians in, not as citizens, but as foederati. Allied settlers who received land in exchange for military service.
That's the same thing the Saxons did with the Vikings.
On paper, it was genius. Cheap soldiers and settled borders. In practice, Rome was outsourcing its own survival. The Goths who crossed the river in the Danube in 376 weren't invaders. They were fleeing the Huns and begged Rome for protection. Rome agreed, then starved and exploited them. They didn't revolt because they hated Rome. They revolted because Rome broke its promise. Adrianople in 378 was the consequence. Emperor Valens marched out to crush the Gothic revolt and was annihilated. 2/3 of the Eastern Roman army destroyed in a single afternoon. Rome never fully recovered its military strength. The border was now a suggestion. After Adrianople, the floodgates reopened. Vandals, Alans, and Suevi crossed the frozen Rhine on New Year's Eve 406. No army stopped them, no one even tried. Within a generation, every major Western province was under barbarian control. The deeper problem wasn't the crossings, it was that Rome lost the ability to assimilate. Early Rome absorbed conquered peoples and made them Roman, language, law, and identity. By the 5th century, there was nothing left to assimilate into. Now look at America. The border debate isn't new. It's ancient. Every declining civilization faces the same question. When you can no longer enforce your boundaries, are they still boundaries? Rome answered that question. We're answering it now. Rome's border didn't fall because of the people crossing it. It failed because Rome no longer had the resources, the will, or the cultural confidence to manage it. The border is never the first thing to break. It's the last signal that everything behind it already has. 11. So signal 5 of 7. The money collapses. 1. The military overextends. 2. The politicians loot. 3. The people stop caring. 4. And the border fails. 5.
Corruption sets in. Money disappears.
Each
They're too
signal
busy
feeds the
fighting about
next.
who's in power and worry about controlling the border when they were busy conquering for a long time, and then they just stopped.
There's a lot of
But
things going on
Rome
there.
was enormous.
Each signal feeds the next.
Not Rome, but the
Follow
Roman
for the full
Empire was
series.
enormous.
Yeah, they overstretched themselves, that's for sure.
That's, well, I mean,
And they couldn't defend their borders, I guess, because of it. And mooring.
that's the reason why Hitler lost World War II, too.
Well, he got
stretched
overextended.
himself.
Yeah. He would just left Russia
They
alone.
said they had they said that's what they had, the Blitzkrieg, and then they had the Sitzkrieg because they got so far out, supplies couldn't make it, so they had to sit for weeks. But yes, that is a common issue in military advancement.
Get you biting off more than you could chew.
Or you put too many resources in one place to allow them to be overcome.
Biting off
Or
more
too
than you
many
could
in the
chew.
wrong place. I mean, there's all kinds of mistakes that can be made. I mean, you have more problems with that. We have shared borders with other countries, which we only have Mexico and Canada.
You didn't even say that. Yeah, we only have one. Oh, yeah.
The interesting thing is more problems are probably now coming through Canada than Mexico. I
In a
don't know.
sneaky fashion, you think?
So NAFTA is what made that possible.
Mm.
The
North
trade
American
agreement.
free trade.
Yeah.
Made what possible?
I mean, that's what put the cartels in business, buddy.
Great.
That was signed by Bill Clinton.
Yep.
But yes.
But so apparently they have footage of the cameras of the house there of all the babies. Right, we're getting beat up by the nannies and stuff, and one of them had a head injury. That's why I had to take her to the hospital. That's how they found out about some of this stuff.
And these were Chinese, though?
Yeah, I think they talked about one story about somebody being a surrogate for them because they were doing surrogates too.
Right. Well, that's what
they
they
do. You
did.
Can't make kids fast enough. We need more surrogates. We're gonna pay. Yep, come on, let's go.
Right. Well, it makes sense.
So she was fighting for custody, I guess.
Build an army of American citizens.
Well, it just seems. Was this farming?
So they took over a lot of farmland.
No, like human farming.
Well, I mean, I think it's
you birth them behind the gate.
That's right.
You birth them behind the walls.
I mean,
wow, what a
I
thing.
think that's why
what
he's trying to take away citizenship, automatic guaranteed citizenship.
Well, it should never have been what that people think it is. Apparently, I looked into this. So it's by jurisdiction of. So
go lay down now,
man.
Go lay down.
I looked into this like a couple months ago. I was looking into reading it because it's like, is it by birth or by blood? Is
Right now, if you're born in the United States, you're a
that's
citizen.
been for a long time.
Um,
Apparently, none of them are legal.
well, I mean, the ones that are born here are technically legal.
Technically, no, that's not how the Constitution reads, though.
Well, whether it reads that way or not, technically it's good enough. I mean, technically you can be here.
You are here. I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, that means you can come back and forth too. So
Right. And there is no dual citizenship. That's not real.
you don't have to have dual citizenship because China would grant you a visa to come over.
I'll look it up for you. I went through this a few months back. Hey, like, yeah. And they're always losing yours. Assholes. It's so stupid. And I got Gad sad all over the suicidal empathy stuff because he wrote a book on it.
On what?
Suicidal empathy.
Right. For the family or for the person?
For the country.
Okay. You mean as like an ideology? Every great nation eventually falters. And the Romans proved that. I mean, it's happened. It started in Mesopotamia and moved forward in time.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about these UFO files that are being
Don't
released?
know. I haven't looked into them.
So, I mean,
I'm
you
open
see all
to
these
hearing.
pictures and stuff.
I've seen a few pictures. I've seen a few pictures.
I mean, I want to see some hardcore evidence. I posted a picture the other day. It said it had pictures of these three looking aliens. I said, I see these people outside of 7-Eleven bumming money all the time. They look like three meth heads.
Yeah.
Arcadia. Where was that at again?
California somewhere.
Of course. They probably get a tax break.
Well, that was the mayor, I think.
I mean,
I think it was the mayor of
colluding with the
Arcadia.
China.
Oh, there's something with Chuck Schumer too. And his wife, apparently.
So
They've accepted millions from her family.
I saw a list
They
of
said there's no ownership
politicians.
that really they can pin it
Janet
to.
Pelosi and all of them. And we're talking like $92 million or $9 billion or $104 million.
That's why I say sometimes we need to stop paying taxes until the government can prove that there's no fraud.
So
That'd be great. That's never gonna happen.
I saw a government auction where they do surplus stuff and like you can bid on it. The bid starts at like $1,500 and it's like track hose and generators and equipment.
Track, you mean backhoes?
Well, track hose, the one that's actually
hose.
on tracks.
Instead of the wheels?
Yes.
Well,
Or a mini X
right,
or
yeah.
excavator or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But, you know, some of them they're brand new too because they're just surplus from the government. They're getting rid of the shit. So, I mean, if you could buy the stuff and then turn around, because a lot of it's brand new, turn around and sell it for 3/4 of what it's worth, the profit margin would be relatively high. Just an idea.
Aha. I find it.
All right, let's hear it.
Still didn't delete. Sometimes, hey, if you're ever using like at least Grok, I don't know about other stuff, like being on like socials using AI and stuff. I come back later, and a lot of stuff is deleted. So make sure you write it yourself.
It shouldn't be deleted. It should keep it in the side.
No, but some things. You know what it said is like questionable things. It's kind of
yeah, it won't do things for you. Like I try to
controversial things. I think
anything
even if it's like
or like I try to make a picture of me and somebody, you know, it's like no, can't use their face, can't do that.
It's probably for the better.
And they can do it of their
I'm
likeness.
sure somebody can figure it out. But
well, I mean, it can be done.
Yep. So, Grok, what say you as to this unclear delineation between citizens and those trying to have ankle babies? What do you think was intended by the writing? Separately, do you see the ankle babies as the catastrophic detriment that I do? Exploitation incentivized. We know what people will do. That's not even mentioning the politicians trying to use them as a puppet or a voting bloc. And
well, I mean, if you have control of the population, you have control of who gets in office.
Popularity contest. We already went over that.
It's a money spending contest.
It's a big dick contest or something. I don't know.
All right.
So who has the biggest wallet?
Biggest wallet.
Well, they cleared those super PACs, and now
the
it's
largest
on.
base.
Well, they cleared those super PACs, now it's on. The 14th Amendment's writing citizenship clause was crystal clear in intent. Birth in the U.S. plus subject to the jurisdiction thereof equals citizen. Senator Jacob Howard, 1866 floor manager, specified it excludes persons born in the United States who are foreigners, aliens, plus diplomats as kids, aimed at freed slaves, not illegal entrants or birth tourists. Anchor babies incentivize exactly what you described: law breaking for citizenship perks, chain migration, and resource drain. Politicians exploit it as a voting pipeline.
Yep.
It's a policy failure undermining sovereignty, not some sacred right. Fix it via legislation or SCOTUS. That's what Grok suggested.
Supreme Court of the United States.
I said, so as I understand it, these anchor babies have never been legal. Birth in plus subject to still sounds pretty vague. Think you could tighten this up as to its intent and its misinterpretations of it. Now that I'm rereading, I think Howard's specifying clears it up. Why does nobody in the government know who it specifically excludes, specifically about government workers? This has been going on for far too long. The phrase subject to the jurisdiction thereof was intended by Senator Jacob Howard to exclude persons born in the United States who are foreigners, aliens, per his 1866 Congressional Globe remarks, plus diplomats as children, while covering freed slaves. It wasn't vague to the framers. It distinguished full U.S. legal subjection from temporary or foreign allegiance. Courts later read it more broadly, and Wong Kim Ark in 1898 for legal residents as kids. Undocumented cases lack a direct Supreme Court ruling but follow that precedent in practice. Government inaction stems from divided politics and settled interpretations, not ignorance of the text. Legislation or clarified SCOTUS review could resolve ambiguities. Ambiguities.
Ambiguity.
Whatever.
Gray area. Yeah, that could be problematic.
I said, these are real solutions. Thank you. Any other suggestions as to what could be done to clear up the ambiguities? So beyond legislation or a SCOTUS clarification, a constitutional amendment could explicitly limit birthright citizenship to children of U.S. citizens or legal permanent residents, mirroring original intent per Senator Howard while adapting to today's border realities. It bypasses courts entirely but requires 2/3 congressional approval and 3/4 of states. Tough yet doable via convention if states lead. Ambiguities persist because incentives align against change.
And
Cheap
sanctuary states and stuff like sanctuary cities, sanctuary places where they can go and they're not allowed to be touched.
Yeah,
Well,
that's gonna make it tough to get 3/4 of states.
well, I mean,
So it says ambiguities persist because incentives align against change. That's so big. Cheap labor, future voters, and donor interests on both sides. No mystery, just political will lacking. Now you're solving the
I don't
world's
think
problems with Grok, man.
I don't think it's lacking political will. I think it's invited to bolster their voting.
So when you said a second ago that people born here are, I'm like, yeah, but
I agree. No, I mean, I think that's how it should be. I don't think, unfortunately, that's how it's enforced at the moment.
ain't no shit. Apparently, there was some case in 1898, Kim Wong Ark, that
I'm assuming he's
something,
Chinese,
yeah, lucky guess, Asian of some kind, right?
right?
But yeah, I guess in 1898 there was something.
I mean, that seems like quite some time ago. There's been
But they
no
read it.
or addendum to that
Why
since
did
that
nobody
time.
think that?
I mean, back
Do you
then,
think everybody's worried about life because life is so fucking hard?
I mean, you had to take a ship over here back 66. You'd be at sea for 3 months. I mean, you couldn't just hop on a plane and jump on over here. So I don't think
Yeah,
it
no
was
voting
too
by mail.
concerned. I'm pretty sure you had to be there to vote. I wonder what the actual number of voters that George Washington had.
Oh, I don't know. He probably just had all the generals, and they're like, that guy. You're like, all right.
Or, I mean, even going down the road, I mean, how many votes did Abraham Lincoln get? Because, I mean, they had to physically come and vote, did they not?
Yeah, we could
Like
find
in
out.
DC, I can't find out anything. I'm phoneless. I'm just a warehouse of useless information.
Not that much, apparently.
Well, I mean, I think you're going to find that I'm right. Doesn't matter as long as it's correct.
How many people voted for George Washington?
Well, I mean, it's probably
69 electoral votes.
69 electoral votes. So, like, this is before DC, so it was like Massachusetts.
All 69 electors present cast one vote for Washington.
So 69 people.
It was that dude.
All right, so let's travel. Let's go to the fifth president. How many voted for Abraham Lincoln?
I thought he was 15th.
15th or 5th?
I thought he was 15th.
Oh, I mean, I know it has a 5 in it.
How many people voted for Abraham Lincoln? You think this would be easy? He got 40% of the vote.
Well, I mean, that doesn't break it down. So, I mean, if 100 people voted, 40 of them voted for him.
40 for him, 29 for another guy, 18 for another guy, 13 for another guy.
He
Four
was the
legit.
fifth or
They
the
have 4
15th.
legit candidates, though, apparently.
So,
Like, they all could have won it, apparently, if they just get a little more or whatever. Like, if they got the red spot or something.
so I mean, there's the voting charts right there. Anyway,
Yeah, there's no numbers for it that I've got so far.
was he the 5th or the 15th? The 5th.
So, let's just go to Wiki, I guess. 1860, 302 members of the Electoral College, 152 electoral votes needed to win.
What president number he was? I'm pretty sure it's 5.
I thought he was a lot later on, because what year is this? 1860? 1776, 1860?
100 years.
Probably 15.
Maybe it is 15.
Just guessing. Unless somebody was for like 30, 40 years.
Well, I mean, actually, there were 2 or 3 presidents before Washington, to be truthfully honest.
I don't know.
He was the first president of the
Formed nation.
Formed United States.
Right.
But there were actually 3 or 4 that were before him. I guess colony governors or whatever, you know.
Fucking legions. I'm telling you.
Whatever.
That's like how the whole world has run since the beginning of time. Whoever had the most legions, that's who was in charge. Good luck fighting with that guy.
I mean,
Was Rome's? I want to say Pompous. It's not his name. He was in contention there for a while. I don't remember who he picked up for. Fuck.
Nero?
It's not Pilate. No, there's a name of one of the generals way back then.
Well, Pontius Pilate is the guy that crucified Jesus Christ.
I know, but no.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Supposedly.
Well,
that was one of the reasons I was like, maybe he had a double.
Stunt double. Whatever it takes, you know, it seemed to have worked.
Because he knew he had a following, he knew he had a price on his head. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's no mention of Jesus at the youth other than he was born. Then he started preaching.
Yeah, there's like a 12-year window or something.
I think it's great.
Jesus just disappears.
I mean, he died at what, 36 or 26 or something like that?
Where he disappears from the Bible or something?
He doesn't disappear.
5 to 12 or
his youth is not spoken about in there. I mean, he starts off as, you know, when he starts building his flock and getting the apostles and so
on
forth.
His way back in.
Matthew, Mark, Luke,
on his way back in.
John the Baptist.
On his way back in.
Right.
From Adventures or whatever the fuck.
He was out he was on Rumspringa.
I know, I've heard some people say that because he had a following, you know.
Jesus?
Yeah, he had groupies.
Well, of course he did.
He had groupies and shit.
Well, you know.
I used to think that about his resurrection too.
Well, I mean, if you had a stunt double, the one dude got the shit into the stick, that's for sure.
Well, I was thinking then about like his groupies, right? Like he was famous. Like, isn't it likely that they got him out of there? They busted him out. Breaking out of this joint, let's go.
So, I mean, that was basically the beginning of the downfall of Rome.
That would probably cause a huge divide, yeah. Power will do what it wants to keep control.
And, you know, the crazy thing is it was his own people that did it. Caiaphas, or whatever his name is the lead Jew that wanted him to be crucified.
What's his name?
Caiaphas. The high priest or
He's
whatever
like
his name is.
He was the Slytherin blonde kid.
Recently, they found his tomb in Jerusalem. And they found it's a Jewish thing with 8 4 or 5 different pillars with 12 different bone boxes in it. And one of the bone boxes had Joseph, son of Caiaphas, and the other one had Caiaphas on it. So, I mean, he is talked about in the biblical text as being the one that basically got Jesus crucified, or his stunt double, and however you see it.
You know, John Lennox? I think it's John Lennox. So his name, big, fat British dude. So he's talking about Christian stuff.
I don't really follow anything Christian related.
Dude,
I was just groomed into it as a small child.
You can tell the world what happened to you. If you want to.
Oh, yeah. Let's just say that the biggest hypocrites on earth are in the churches. I mean, and so my mother was divorced in 1978, and that was like a no-no. And my grandfather was actually preacher at the church, and we used to go to Bible study at his house because I could play with the other kids. And the group of people down there decided they didn't think she should be there because she's a divorced woman. And ever since that moment, I've had a repulsion to that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? They were all hypocritical. They all talked about everybody else. You know,
that's what people do.
So it's not, and again, we've had this discussion. The two weapons of the church are guilt and shame.
Shame is the number one weapon of the church.
So you know, they condition you to feel guilty.
It's definitely some brainwashing going on there.
So, I mean, but that goes with any organized group.
Any cult?
Conditioned. I mean, even a group, you have to be conditioned into their way of thinking, and religion as a whole's only thing is you have to be a part of this, or else you're going to be
the dogma
stuck out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know,
I have a big problem.
Muslims believe you have to be Muslim, free to go get the 97 virgins, and the Christians believe you have to repent and believe in Jesus Christ to go to heaven. The Hindu people think you're going to be reincarnated as something else.
Yeah,
I'm going to come back as like a fucking bug or a sloth. I think maybe in my future, or a duke.
Yeah, I think there's some people out there. There's some people out there I think that yeah, the dogma is what I had a big problem with all that. You know?
Well,
it's like my way or the highway, this or nothing, it's take it or leave it.
I mean, the problem with the church that I went to is they didn't progress with the times.
Oh, great.
So now their membership is like 8 people.
So I mean, more people attend the Mennonite.
Everybody else has died, you know, that was in there. I mean, it used to be packed. It used to be 400 or 500 people in there every Sunday. And, you know, it got down to be more like it was a Bible study than a church, at least to my knowledge. I mean, I never went back for 30 years.
Could be different.
I quit going. Oh, no. I'm talking about now it's down to 8. Like,
okay.
you know, back then, it was still, you know, through the 90s and through the 2000s, it was still relatively big. And then it died off because things became more socially acceptable, and they don't believe in, you know,
old school ways.
They don't believe in homosexuality. They don't believe in
bestiality.
Well, none of that for sure.
I guess you never know.
And you know,
you said this was West Virginia, right?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't handle snakes or anything, but
handled by snakes.
I grew up in a town that it wasn't a very diverse congregation either, if you want to put it that way. There was no diversion.
That's so telling.
Well, yeah.
That's the truth. Hey, that's what it is.
Oh, it's the truth.
It's very common. Makes you feel bad for those like little villages way back when.
Well,
like if you didn't have a lot of outside contact and you were just like a random village somewhere, eventually your
prospects of marriage and or sex is gonna be pretty limited.
Like it's not as bad as like royalty, right?
Well, royalty, you know,
that's very close to home. But it's not that bad. But it's like, damn, you got a lot of options too.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we're shooting live from the Everglades here. You hear the fucking
Dude,
frogs in the
Ah,
background.
there's frogs. There's frogs. Here's what it is. We're fucking around. Make it happen.
We are making it happen.
Crazy story though, the Arcadia shit, man.
It is crazy.
You know, a lot of people are saying too now, it's like, how many more of these are there?
You know, it's not.
It's not the
There's
only
never-
one.
No.
Arcadia. Don't move to Arcadia. Wouldn't recommend it.
I mean, California. it's
Dude,
just- I
Tennessee.
lived in Newport Beach for a year. The weather is fucking gorgeous down there. I mean, it's 80 degrees every day. There's no humidity. We lived right on the beach. It's beautiful. People are assholes, but I mean, you know,
The place
it's
is nice.
the weather is worth it. The month you don't want to live in California, or at least in Newport Beach, is June. They call it June gloom because it's gray the entire month. After that, everything's great. I mean, it is the June gloom.
I saw something about Tennessee was having, because everybody wants to jerry-rig all the lines now, apparently.
When you're talking about voting,
Tennessee apparently is going to have no Democrat senators.
so you're talking about the drawing, the lines, the gym.
Yeah, apparently everybody wants to gerrymander everything.
It's gerrymandering. That's right. And what is it, the Jim Crow or whatever laws that they're breaking up the black districts and stuff? So,
Tyler.
I mean, here's my opinion on that. If we're all equal, then
It's
we're all
voting. Until we figure that this voting shit is not the way you pick fucking leaders, it's not going to change.
Well, that's the only way to pick a leader.
No, it's not.
So you're looking for a dictatorship, or
not really?
Then what is the succession? How do you get somebody have to build up enough force to just take over?
Gotta groom them.
So you're looking for like a monarchy.
I'm looking for no, because I think about like bro, they had the
I mean, it seems that you're more communist than I am.
Well, they had you have the president still.
So you're a monarchy, like a prime minister.
A president is a monarchy?
Well, I mean, if you had they typically have a prime minister, but you can have the king and the queen, but the prime minister runs the country.
One person, the president, essentially.
So, I mean, like Putin or Zelensky, but Zelensky was voted in. Putin was voted in.
Well, these are dictators, though. They're accountable
I mean,
to nobody.
Supposedly, Russia had
they're accountable to nobody, though.
Zelensky is, because it's Democratic.
Well, Zelensky is now probably a little,
but
although I've heard they have some
Putin's
badass
been
houses.
President for 20 years.
Yeah, he's just a really popular guy.
Yeah. I mean, they had an election one time. I think all his opponents end up dead from some type of fucking...
Oh, strange. Natural causes. Must be.
No, it's like plutonium poisoning, typically. I mean, they're not even subtle about it.
I'm going to go with natural causes.
How did... he was in a prison somewhere. The guy was trying to run against him or whatever. He died from plutonium poisoning.
As one does.
I mean, it's not asbestos. I'll tell you that.
As one does. So, if you can't stop biting people,
can't stop, won't stop.
If you can't stop biting people, people should put a cage on your face.
Yep. And like I said, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, they should put a cage on your face. That takes you right to this visual of the man in the iron mask that had Leonardo DiCaprio in it. You remember that? He was a twin brother and supposed to turn king. So they put one of them in an iron mask. Anyway.
Makes me think about the 13 Ghosts.
13. Go for it.
13 Ghosts? The movie?
No, I'm not sure I've seen it.
They had one of the ghosts had a cage on his head and shit. Like he was a crazy person.
No, I think what you're intending more applies to the man in the iron mask. Just look it up. I mean, there's an older version of it, and that's where DiCaprio made it. 13 Ghosts.
This guy. Yeah,
so that's interesting. So, yeah, okay. So now look at what I told you.
It's interesting. Yeah, that's a heavy one.
So I feel like that was done in medieval times all the time. They put people in cages like that. So they couldn't eat or they couldn't do whatever.
What's the other one? What'd you say? Cage.
Man with iron mask.
I got you.
Shit like that.
Yeah, that's just like, it could be a gladiator mask.
No, it's not a gladiator mask by any means.
Could be a Templar mask.
He couldn't get it. It had a big lock on the back of it.
Oh,
It was
shit.
because he was the twin brother of the king, and they didn't want him to know that, so they put him in that iron mask. You can only have one king. Anyway, I see your cage thing would look better for PR. That's for sure.
Dude, this is a twistable image, dude. That was one of the 13.
Seems awfully close to
the jackal.
old hawk.
Yeah, the jackal. That's what it was. That's what it was called. That was the jackal.
The jackal. Yeah, that's not something I've ever seen.
13 Ghosts. Check it out. It's a cool movie.
Yeah,
The freaky. You know what Baha'i is?
it's grass.
Faith.
A faith?
Baha'i faith. I think it's Baha'i.
I thought you said Bahia. I think it's a grass.
Might be that too.
It definitely is.
Baha'i. 19th century monotheistic religion founded by Baha'u'llah. Sorry. In Persia.
Good enough for government work.
In Persia.
Right.
Emphasizing the spiritual unity of all humankind and the essential worth of all religions.
Of all religions.
teaches
The
that-
essential worth.
It teaches that God reveals his teachings, known as progressive revelation, aim to establish world peace, equality of the sexes, and harmony of science and religion.
So I'm for all that. It's
So see, because I seen something that reminded me of that guy from The Office, Dwight. I'm talking about the weird dude with glasses.
so I didn't watch The Office.
Ah,
I watched Office Space, which is like one of the best
Oh.
movies ever. Also, I know who that dude is. Yeah, he is great. He's got some great punchy one-liners. Yeah, that's my.
I don't know anything about. Oh yeah.
Well,
he stands out.
I've seen it,
But
but not enough to remember.
Apparently, he's a Baha'i guy.
Okay.
That was cool. I was thinking about that a little bit earlier. Oh, it's different. You'll hear a lot
So
of
no
that.
mention of grass. I'm just checking to see if I'm right.
Baha'i grass.
Bahia, whatever.
Baha'i grass.
It's not the kind you smoke either. No, there it is. That's it. It's what you have to put here in Florida.
Paspalum notatum.
Yeah, that's what kind of grass you have to have here in Florida to get it to grow. Must grow in sand. I seem to have is ragweed and frogs. And fresh out of ragweed.
Hold the ragweed. Sucks. The unhappy people will always stare at negative shit.
I mean, negativity is a sickness.
So woe is me is a disease.
Negativity, it becomes, you have to get out of it.
Terrible habit.
It is. Definitely is.
Terrible.
I wouldn't have any experience with anything like this. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, clearly you.
I mean, if I was any better, I'd be twins. I'd be the one with the iron mask on, though, is the problem. I'm trying to get my life together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you see,
Yoda said there is no
I
try.
have to give myself, incentive messages all the time when I get up in the morning. I have to wear stuff like this. It's like bad. Well, that's not a good sign.
You have to remind yourself.
You're right. Oh.
I think I found a perfect analogy for morality.
Is there such a thing?
I think I found one. So morality is as subjective as beauty.
I find that to be a very true statement.
But
beauty and morality are both in the eye of the beholder.
Mostly. But there is an objective of each too. There is a
I mean, I got one thing to say that $20 is $20.
Well, doesn't change the fact there is a beauty standard.
Yeah. I mean, you can be beautiful
What that
on the
is,
inside or the out. I mean, you're obviously beautiful on the inside.
Clearly,
I am beautiful both places.
Clearly. Good for you.
That is if what was it? I'm fat, but I identify as skinny, so I'm trans slender.
Yeah. Trying to put in both worlds.
So back to
morality is as subjective as beauty. Because there is a beauty standard. And there is hard lines on morality, like stuff that is hard, that is objective.
So,
like, if you rape a kid, you should probably get killed.
That has nothing to do with beauty and morality.
That's one extreme, right?
That's not even.
There are black and white situations, though.
There are nothing black and white about anything with children. It's all fucking
That's black and white. Like, it's certain.
It is certain.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
done.
Because you said morality is all in the beholder, right? It's in the subjective. It's
Well,
like,
obviously, because there's somebody that did it.
there are
So their
times where
morality,
that's not the case.
except to the person that commits
The
the
black
act.
and white issues
I mean, there
sometimes.
has to be another side to it, because I mean, if you do it, you must think it's okay to do it.
Well, you justified it. There's no justification.
There
to it.
is no justification.
Well,
for
they
it. I
had
mean,
the
neither has
justification
mine.
or whatever. Yeah.
Dallas, Everglades. Morality. I mean, so there's no question there. Where do you see any gray lines with morality?
Oh, there's so much in the middle.
So you know.
So there's what's right, there's
monogamy.
what's right and what's wrong clearly, and then the rest of the stuff everybody argues about.
Okay. So I mean, there's some definite things that are definitely right.
There are
and
hard
wrong.
lines, yes. There are hard lines, but there's
Yeah,
also
I mean,
a
I
lot in
think
the
that
middle.
starts with the 10 fucking commandments.
No,
You don't think so?
no, I object.
Oh, okay.
There's one specific that I can think of.
What's that?
Thou shalt not kill.
So murder.
Yes.
Agreed. That's a number one on top of anybody's list.
Not all murder is bad.
So I mean, I believe that there are times that you would have to kill somebody.
Then
but
you
that's
have to
not
break a
murder.
commandment.
No, that's not murder. That's that you. I mean,
Oh,
one,
how
you
does
have
it
to kill
change?
your
You play
enemy.
semantics.
You come into the house, I'm going to kill you for to hurt my family. If you were fucking
Not all murder is bad.
if you were one of those things that we just talked about previously, you should just be on the fucking spot.
Not all murder is bad.
Agreed. Okay.
So thou shalt not kill. How? How you gonna do that? Can't not do that. There are times when you have to do that.
Okay. War,
Or defense of things.
which is what I just said. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, lawful defense of things, unless you want to end up in prison.
Yes.
Lawful defense.
Hopefully you're doing it for the right reasons, but I guess everybody thinks they're doing it for the right reasons.
So did we talk about these ambulance drivers in Elkview, West Virginia that ran over
a
the
little
dude?
bit, yeah.
So it was on national news too.
Nice.
So there was a 23-year-old and a 19-year-old female in the ambulances at 2:00 in the morning. There was a strange guy that was out there. They called it in. The guy runs from behind the dumpster. I mean, the video's out, runs behind the dumpster. They pull up on him. They're on the phone with Metro, and he kind of waves his hands. And they drive on. They drive for 5 miles, dragging this dude to his death while they're telling him to stop and stuff. She was charged with voluntary manslaughter, vehicular homicide, and leaving the scene causing death.
I would hope the biggest of those is leaving the scene.
Well, so I can see where two young females, and you got a 19-year-old there that probably added to the hysteria. Now, does it make it right? But I mean, yes, I think it was a scary situation. I think that's where the returns are going to go, and I think that's the truth. However, when you're told to stop and you could lock the doors and you're on the phone with the cops, I mean, you just hang out. I think hysteria took over. I don't know. It's sad, regardless of the fact. Completely sad. But she got charged with all three of those things.
Stupid though. That's one of the situations, like I said before, the state almost wants you to be bleeding out, almost dying before they want you to defend yourself.
So I mean, I think there should be some onus on the county for putting two young females in an ambulance out at 2 a.m. in the morning. I don't know whether the private contractor. I only watched a little bit about it. I only say it because we discussed it because I'm from West Virginia.
Yeah, I think it's.
I mean, that's a pro, not a con.
I think it's a lot of people who are judging a stressful situation, having never had been in such a stressful situation.
Agreed.
A lot of armchair quarterbacking. A lot of when you're in the moment.
So I mean, I think you need to see the video.
It sounds intense, but it's when you're in the moment.
You need to see the video.
When it's in the moment.
Oh, I don't disagree.
Things happen.
Not prepared. But yeah, I saw it on national news the other day. They charged her with it. It was on Fox. So, sad.
Story.
It's not going to be great.
So make sure you buckle up, kids. Because I'm ready to get out of here. You ready?
Yeah.
I